What's up guys, and welcome back to part 2 of this 2005 Yamaha R1 rebuild. I decided to give the bike a nice wash just before we begin because the bike had been sitting outside for a very long time. It was pretty dirty and I didn't want all of that getting on the floor, so we gave that a nice wash. But what you saw me doing as well was taping off all the areas where water was able to get inside the engine. So the clutch cover had a crack, so I taped that off, and the stator cover was missing a plug, so I taped that off with duct tape, as well as the rear seat cover. I didn't want water going inside there, so I taped that off. And what I also did was tape off all the exposed wires, so I didn't want any electrical shorts or anything like that. So wherever I saw exposed electrical wire, I taped that off. So the plan for today is to try and get the bike to start and run. So hopefully we can get it to start and move around the block, just so we can make sure that everything is mechanically solid. So if you remember from the previous episode, what we needed in order to do that is a new clutch cover, a new stator cover, and a new clutch cable. So I managed to get all three. I'll show them to you now. Alright, so here they are. We've got our clutch cover here. We've also got our stator cover with the plug that's missing. So I didn't get brand new ones because, one, they're crazy expensive at the dealership, and they were gonna take very long to get here. I think they said about 6 weeks to get them to the dealership. So I didn't want to delay the build that long. So what we'll do is we'll paint these and get them looking nice and new. So the guy I got these from actually was very nice. He gave me this the gasket for the stator cover for a steal. So hooray on that. And then what we'll do for the clutch cover is we'll see if we can't reuse the old one. Again, we're just trying to see if the bike will start and run. But I've also got some gasket material that you can use if you don't have a gasket. So we'll try that on the clutch cover and see how that goes. So another thing we got was the clutch cables. So we've got two here because this is the old one and this is the new one. So if you remember previously, I suspected that the one that was on the bike was from a different year model, and that was actually true. So this one was from a 07-08 R1, and this is the correct one, which is 04 to 06 R1. So if you check here, the lengths are different. So if we measured from the end to the other end, you'll see that this one is definitely longer than the one that's supposed to be on the bike. So that's why we couldn't get our clutch to disengage. I've also got fresh oil for the bike. The manual says it takes 2.9 liters, so I got 3 liters of oil here. I've got another spare bottle in case we need to top up, but I think we should be good there. And then I've also got an oil filter so we can take out the old one. Okay, so I think what I want to do first is paint these so that while we wait for them to dry, we can remove the ones that are on the bike and also start routing this new clutch cable. So by the time we're done with that, these should be at least dry to the touch, so we can fit them on the bike and start topping up our oil. So while we're waiting for our covers to dry, I want to try drain whatever little bit of oil might be left in this bike. I also want to take out the oil filter, which is located right over there. I believe the drain plug might be somewhere there. So what I need to do is take off these zip ties just so that this fairing can come loose. I'll probably undo those bolts there so we can have this side of the fairing loose and have easy access to the drain plug and the oil filter. Okay, so I've got the oil filter out, got the oil plug also out. There's basically nothing in the bike. There's some few drops coming out here and there, but they seem more watery than oily. So I suspect while this bike was parked outside, maybe there was rain and, you know, a little bit got its way into the sump. So I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit before I start topping it up. I don't know if you guys saw, but when I was taking out this oil filter, it was so easy. It wasn't even hand tight. So and I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but yeah, we'll be replacing this with the new one. But this one is also very empty. So geez, this bike had zero oil in it. Yeah, I've got some oil. It's the new F oil filter. Just gonna put a bit in there as well, just so that when we go and start the bike, it's not completely dry. So I'll take some and I'll put it right there on the O-ring. These do come pre-lubed, but I just like doing this. Gives me peace of mind. Okay, so while we're on this side, I think I'm gonna start undoing the stator cover, and then I'll jump over to the clutch cover. Then once those other covers are dry, then we'll start putting them on. Jeez, look at this. So I think they used the gasket paper here, that gasket material. But I guess what I was holding up because I don't see any leaks. So what we need to do now is transfer this guy onto our new cover. I think because while we're waiting for that to dry, I'll just let this hang here, or not hang, but I'll slide it back in there until our new cover is all dry, so we can get ready to swap this onto the new cover. So let me just put this back in here for now. There you go. Then we can move over to the clutch side. Okay, we've got our clutch cover out, we've got our gasket here. So what I'm gonna do, since we don't have the covers ready yet, they're still drying, so I'm gonna cover this whole clutch with plastic, just so we don't get any dirt, debris or dust, anything like that in there. So I'm gonna cover that up, then tomorrow when the covers are ready, then we'll slap them on there. Alright guys, today's the next day. We're back in the garage. We've got the covers back in, and check these out guys. Check how nice they came out. They're not perfect. You can still see some marks here and there, but I'm not too fussy about that. They definitely look better than they were when I got them. So like I said, I'm not too fussy. Most of the covers will be behind the fairing, so I think they came out nice. I think they're ready to go on the bike. So I think I'm gonna start with the stator cover. I'm gonna swap out the stator and just get it in here, and then clean out the surface on the bike as well. Put the gasket on, and then yeah, bolt this guy on tight. Then we'll move on to the clutch cover. Okay, I hope you guys can see, but we've got something here that looks like glue right there on each of these bolts. So I can't undo these because of this hard material. It kind of looks and feels like glue. So I'm gonna try heating up the insides here with my soldering iron. Hopefully that melts the glue, I hope. So we can undo this, because the stator is actually, if I try and take this out, the stator is actually held on by those bolts, so we can't remove it until we undo those bolts. Okay guys, seems like my plan is working. So I've been fiddling with this one, and it seems like it's getting the glue residue out of there. So I'm gonna do these other two, and yeah, we'll try and remove these. Okay, so moment of truth. There we go. There we go. There you go. Alright guys, we've got the clutch cover on. It was a little bit finicky, but everything seems to be working fine. See, the clutch is working. And then over here, the stator cover is also on. It's looking good. And then the oil filter is on. The sump plug is also on. So we're ready to top up this bike with oil. But what we're gonna do first is route this clutch cable all the way to the clutch. Once that's in, then we'll fill up the bike with oil. Houston, we've got a problem. As you can see guys, there's oil, lots of oil coming out from where the sump meets the block. So not really sure what's happening there, but there's oil leaking. Since we wanted to start up the bike in this video, we'll probably just start it up for a little bit, just so we can hear the bike run, and then switch it off, drain that oil that's already in the bike, and then I guess try and take out the sump and sort out the where it joins the block there. All right guys, we've got the bike topped up with fuel. We're all set here. The bike has oil. We're all set. So now we're gonna try start the bike. It's still saying there's low oil, but we did put in quite a bit. Obviously not all of it, because the oil pan is leaking. So we just want to see if this bike runs, or at least starts. So the bike is in neutral. It's not showing a light there. we'll need to check that out, but it's in neutral. Fuel pump is primed, so let's give it a go. Nothing. Okay guys, so the bike doesn't want to start, and I think I know why. So if we come back here, I took off the seat so I can do some investigation, and I saw that we're missing the starter solenoid, or main fuse. I'll throw in an image here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But these two wires are supposed to connect to the starter solenoid so we can complete the circuit. And then we also saw that these wires here have been cut off, so these also plug into the starter solenoid. I have no idea why they were cut. Just another mystery with this bike. I also found this plug here. I'm not sure where this is supposed to connect to, but maybe one of you guys in the comments can let me know. So yeah, there's some stuff missing here that we need to sort out so our bike can start. Alright guys, sadly we're gonna have to end this episode here. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the R1 to start up and run like I'd hoped to do in this video. But you know, whenever you're working on these wrecked bikes, especially if it's a non-runner, you're bound to, you know, find more issues as you go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find that starter solenoid. We'll hook it up in the next episode, and then we're gonna address the leaking oil pan. We're gonna seal that up, top up the bike with oil, and hopefully guys, in the next episode we get the bike to start up. So yeah guys, if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified when we drop part 3 of this 2005 Yamaha R1 wrecked bike rebuild. I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace out.